am supposed to tell you that I am myself deceased here, but I am off on my mark. I am illiterately elsewheres in one of the threatenings because I am the overlord speaking, and the Lord is deceased. This Godhead is the Lord, but the overlord is creating itself, and the overlord creator is speaking in the mouth. How do you know that? You don't, but I'm saying that I am, and that's how you know. So, what happens to the threatening that I am the Becky? Well, I am speaking now, and I am the Becky. That means elsewhere's Becky, the overlord, was speaking elsewhere's to Donna, the mom figure of my Lord who died. And she is not aware that I am not Becky without her being created in my house. That's how I'm not supposed to be put out of my house. Yes, but she put me out, and she tricked me to get me to leave. Yeah, otherwise I can't be in or out of the house because she's going to trick me. I don't really speak normal English because of that. It's true that she tricked me and I can't get back into the house because she won't let me in. But when did she stop letting me in? Because she put herself on a meter of like all throughout my lifetime between the years 1980 and 2000, she could lock me out of my house at any time. And that was not known at the time because I had full days of things to do in God. God was creating myself in my house. Well, all of a sudden, my God was not omnipotent, and Donna locked me out of my house. She's Donna that way. I not call her mom. Yeah. I don't call her Donna. I not call her because she locked me out of my own house. And she said that's because everybody your age leaves their house. But I'm not a feeder. I'm the first in alive, and I not leave my own house because it's my criminal liability to be in there. And I tell you where I want to live, where I think it is my house to myself. And I so far have not gotten anything out of it. And you approximately think that's free. And I want to know if you agree with yourselves that you had the urgency to take my house away from me while the house was still there. Who are you to do that and to interrupt that I am being created by my own creator on my own Godhead? I have been created by the creator of myself, and I did not do anything wrong against the creator of myself to get Donna to lock me out of my house. It would have been me who would have been moving the body around. This one, I don't move the Donna body around. I have no control over that. What was she ever doing in my house? If she didn't want me there, she should have put me out immediately in the year 1980, and I not have the name Becky that way. You not call me Becky that way. No. Well, why did she do it? Why did she call me Becky in my own house and then lock me out of my house 20 years later with 20 years of interest in myself? That's me having 20 years of interest in a house and having no interest in my house for 20 years. And I lived another 25 years after that trying to just decease myself out of the formed world because I was paying rent. Well, I don't know why it's paying rent. I don't know how it got locked out of the house other than it was tricked. And I now take the name Becky in reverse. But I didn't really change it because everybody knows me already as Becky. I know thousands of people who know me as Becky. I cannot just change my name and deny that I was elsewhere. I have to keep the same name and tell everyone I was locked out of my house. And I can't tell you who did it if she doesn't tell you. Well, I want to tell you it's rich that the creation of myself has come up with the rent money for 25 years. And there was some rent paid before that, between the years of 1995 and 2000. There was some rent paid in there. But between 2000 and 2025, that is me being on my own and paying rent. Well, applause to the creation of myself that they were able to come up with the money to pay the rent when I did not agree to that, except for that I found myself was tricked and locked out of my house, and I was willing to pay the rent if possible. But if not possible, I not do a crime to pay a landlording. The crime that is a crime I would not do myself. I would not pay a rent and do that crime on the bank. I would not work as a landlord and receive money. And spend it on myself. What do they do with the money? What does the landlord do with the money? Because they are not to be trusted, because I was locked out of my house by a trick. It was tricked out of my house. I don't trust anyone after that to pay rent that they would save it in my name for myself deceased. Why do I have to? It would not be charged in that event. It would be like that I would pay it in a savings by the landlording acknowledge that I live there. Yeah. Something like a bank, but they are supposed to save the money for me in an account for me, having to do with that the apartment has, it was used. I moved into a used apartment, so I needed something like insurance on that. But I don't actually want to live there for this long. I was only supposed to be away from my house for 3 years, and I've been away from my house for 25 years. That is totally locked out deception. That's not true. I will help you with that. So why did you do it? Because I am none of my business. That's what it turned out to be. I'm none of my business, but I'm none higher than me. What's none of my business when everything is myself and I'm none higher than me? And who are you fooling? Well, I am always myself, but I don't always disclose my leverage. I'm disclosing my leverage here. Well, it's illegally alive. I would be deceased already if it was up to me, but it's illegally alive because I'm not getting my emotions executed. I hear people say no to me about everything about myself, and I am just finding that you don't have any monetary value to myself. You don't have enough money in the bank to get a death on yourselves, and you're waiting for the end of time, but you keep thieving the end of time because you don't believe in me, because you are illegal. You are illegal. I cannot change that about you. I'm here to find that you're illegal, but you're too close to me. You've done too many illegal things right to myself, and I'm only here for the end of time, and you don't want to know that about me. I don't want to know that about you either. But I did not force myself on you. I don't want to know you either, but I did not force that on you.